The Philadelphia Eagles may have just found their next franchise tight end, and Eagles fans are already buzzing about this one. I'm talking about Kenyon Sadiq. And if you know Eagles history, you know this organization has a type when it comes to tight ends. So let's break down why Sadiq could be the next name in a very special lineage. Stick with me. Five tight ends, decades of dominance. This franchise knows how to find and develop the position better than almost anyone in the NFL. Let's talk about why the Eagles have been so good at this position, because it matters for understanding why Sadiq fits. First, Chad Lewis. This guy was the unsung hero of those early Andy Reid offenses. Reliable, physical, a matchup nightmare in the red zone. He helped set the standard for what an Eagles tight end looks like. Then you've got LJ Smith, who overlapped with Lewis and gave this team a different dimension at the position. Athletic, playmaking ability, and a fan favorite during the NFC Championship runs. People forget how good LJ was at his peak. And then you've got Brent Celek. 10 years in Midnight Green. 10 years. He was the ultimate team player. Never complained, always produced when called upon. Eagles fans don't talk about Celek enough. Now, Zach Ertz, 3 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl champion, and one of the most statistically dominant tight ends of his era while he was here. The Eagles didn't just find a tight end, they found an all-pro. And then Dallas Goedert, who was somehow underrated while playing behind Ertz, and then proved to the entire league he was a number one guy the second he got his shot. That's the standard. That's the legacy. And now the Eagles need to figure out what comes next. So who exactly is Kenyon Sadiq? This guy is a legit first-round talent. He's 6'3", 241 pounds, with soft hands and elite athleticism for his size. He's a willing blocker. He can get down the seam and create separation. And for first-year offensive coordinator Sean Mannion, that's exactly what you want. What makes him interesting for the Eagles specifically is his versatility. He can line up in line, in slot, split wide. That kind of flexibility is what the Eagles have always valued in their tight ends, going back to the Andy Reid days. Mock drafts have him going in the first round, and rightfully so. The question isn't whether he gets drafted early. It's whether the Eagles are willing to use a first-round pick on the position. And given their tight end history, well, the Eagles haven't taken a tight end since 1988. Keith Jackson, another great Eagles tight end. But if we look at Eagles' recent draft history, they just took Jahad Campbell last year. And they hadn't taken a linebacker like him since 1981. So it seems like the Eagles' current philosophy is to take the best player available. So don't be surprised if Howie pulls the trigger. Now, let's talk about where the Eagles actually stand at tight end right now. Dallas Goedert is still the man, but he's had injury concerns the last couple of seasons. He's not getting any younger. He's on a 1-year deal. Behind him, the depth is thin. Really thin. The Eagles need to be thinking about the future of this position right now, not next year, now. And that's exactly why a guy like Sadiq makes so much sense in this draft. You're not asking him to come in and replace Goddard. You're asking him to learn from him, develop behind him, and be ready when it's his time. Sound familiar? Well, that's exactly what they did with Goddard behind Ertz, and that worked out pretty well. Look, this is my read on it, and knowing Eagles fans, you probably have strong opinion too. So let's hear it. The Eagles have built something special at the tight end position over the last 25 years. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens because this organization knows how to scout, develop, and use the position better than almost anyone. Kenyon Sadiq is not a guaranteed Eagles pick, but he fits everything this team looks for: the size, the athleticism, the versatility. If Howie uses a first round pick on Sadiq, that's a bold move. But bold moves at tight end have worked out pretty well for this franchise. The Goddard era isn't over, but it's time to start thinking about what comes next. And Sadiq might just be the answer. I'm Andrew McManus. This is Broad Street Breakdown Media. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the button and drop in the comments. Do the Eagles take a tight end in this draft? Let's talk about it.